Welcome to Life Fit with DVD. That is me. I'm back again with much more sleep today, feeling much better, and my ideas are back. So, what I was thinking about earlier today was awareness and your levels of awareness. And this is one of those things that everybody thinks they're aware of, of what's going on. But what I find as somebody that does an insane amount of self analysis naturally is that there's so many different levels of the awareness. And it is like an onion that we can continue to peel back over time. We can go to one place or one environment or encounter certain people at one time in our life, and then we come back to that similar time or that similar person or same person or even a picture or memory of it. And depending on what else we have encountered along the way, we will have another level of awareness about that experience or that place or that person and increased understanding of them. And this is just more about the learning process that we all go through our entire lives. There are no levels, right? It's a constant learning experience. And all of that really is around awareness and growing consciousness and expanding consciousness in everything that you do in life. And this also is an area that we have a lot of discrepancies with other people. Our level of awareness is going to determine how well we are going to get along with other people, our relationships, and I mean, it only makes sense because it's just increased understanding. If you understand where somebody else is coming from, well, you're more likely to have a good relationship with them because there's a level of respect there that you get them, that you see them, and I mean, you don't even have to respect, you know, what they represent or why they're doing it, but if you understand it, you can at least hold some space for it, right? You can at least say, okay, that's you. I don't get it, whatever. But this is me, and this helps to develop boundaries inside and outside of yourself for who you are and what you represent and what they are and what they represent, right? And ultimately, this understanding, this consciousness, will then allow you to communicate more clearly with other people in whatever you do in life. It'll allow you to go different places and navigate things in a way that's going to work for you, as opposed to have something happen to you and then be confused and feel weird about a situation or a person. Um, so it's good to have these experiences, right? Because then you reflect on them and you bring increased awareness to whatever it is that it could have been in a situation or with a person or whatever. And once you have some time to reflect on that, take it back to those people, right? Tell them how things are impacting you differently, how you're seeing things differently, if you have more space or after you have more space. And obviously, I'm talking in insane general terms. It's always very specific to the situation. But what I find is that if something happens and you don't know what happened, it's confusing, you don't like how you felt, um, you didn't vibe with it or whatever, take a step back, take some space for yourself, allow your emotional wave to play out where you go through a whoa, what just happened, and then you come back down, get to a balanced level, where you feel like yourself again, separation from the environment, the person, whatever, and then reassess what happened there, what could have happened there, what could they have meant by that. Because oftentimes it's not about us, it's about the other person, it's about crap that they're going through, that the way that they have perceived things. um, it's really something for them, right? Because none of us want to show up in a crappy mood and bring everybody else down and be that toxic person. Nobody wants to be that, right? I mean, maybe some people do. Maybe some people get enjoyment out of that, but maybe that's something you need to reflect on. Is that something they're enjoying, right? And tell them, I don't want to be part of it. I don't know what you're doing. Step away, right? And of course, if this is a workplace situation or some sort of situation that you feel stuck, that you can't do anything, well, then seek some outside help, right? Maybe there's a boss you can go to, or a friend, or a coach, or whatever, somebody that you can go to confine in, and just get a second opinion. So, and it's funny because everybody thinks they're super aware, that they're super woke. I mean, I hope by now everybody knows that woke is not really being woke in its traditional sense of being awake of what's going on. We live in a very upside down world, but that is for another time. So, our level of awareness, the way I was thinking about it was, can be defined on a few different levels, right? Are we aware of what's going on in ourselves, in our body, in our mind? How are we feeling, right? Are we asking ourselves the question of, what am I feeling after, a certain situation or a certain experience? Are we, feeling angry? Are we feeling negative or general just malaise or melancholy? Or are you feeling good after a situation, right? Are we asking these questions that are checking in with ourself and how our body is responding to something externally? So that's just one level of awareness. Another is, how are other people responding to your interaction with them, to the environment? Um, I mean, this is the typical level of awareness where I think most people are kind of at, right? I mean, some people, I feel like a lot of people actually aren't aware of what's going on internally, right? Mentally and physically. But externally, I feel like is where most people are residing, where they're looking at the body language of other people. They're looking at what they're saying, what they're doing. At least I hope people are, right? Actually listening to them, and not trying to fill in the gaps and project their own awareness on them, right? Uh, that happens, what I find, very often. There's a lot of people that project what somebody is saying, that they will literally just place their own intentions, their own thoughts, whatever preconceived notions that might be, on another person based on how they're behaving, what they're saying, when really everybody has their own unique way of expressing themselves. And it's going to take probably a few different times to interact with them to really know how people are in different environments, of course. So, are you aware of the external person? Are you aware of the external environment? What is going on in the environment that could be affecting other people? Maybe it's not even you, or something that that person is experiencing. Maybe it's something in the environment that they're not even aware of. There's so many variables here, and I mean, this is just scratching the surface. So then, I mean, there's conscious things within the other person, unconscious things within the other person, conscious things in the environment, and unconscious things in the environment. There is the unseen, right, in the environment that could be influencing another person's awareness. And we don't even know what that is, right? So then we're getting into kind of a more abstract view of what's going on for them spiritually. How is the external environment affecting them on, an auric level? Uh, are there things that are going on that are really beyond this realm? Possibly, right? And ultimately, that is something I feel like that ends up becoming more of an internal awareness, to be quiet and to experience your own consciousness and what's going on and jumping around in your thoughts and mind and awareness, right? But all of these are different factors and variables that can be contributing to, you know, what's going on for a person. And are we aware of that? Is it possible for us to be aware of it at any point in time? At aware of it at all points in time, right? Absolutely not, right? It's going to be hard to keep track of all of that. So this is why going back to slowing down, if you don't like how a situation went, experience went, or whatever, take a step back, clear your mind, think it over, or just try to absorb what happened, let the emotional wave come and go, be separated from other people. So it gives yourself a moment to get in touch with your own body, what happened, and then revisit the situation, right? Revisit multiple situations, because in many cases, what you'll find is you've learned something, you're more aware of something, and when you're aware of it, you can then communicate about it. You can then talk with other people about it, and hopefully, it builds better harmony in your relationships with your colleagues, with your family, and hopefully, people are respectful of that as well. And whether they are or they are not, that's a whole nother thing. But what you can control is your awareness, your behavior, and even if you are reacting to something, slow down, go inside. Why are you reacting to it, right? What's going on for you? What do you think is going on for you? Is there something that could be a blind spot there? Once again, this goes back to finding somebody that you trust, that you can confide in, and talk to them about it, right? So that's awareness. If you want help, deciphering your own awareness and trying to get to the bottom of why you do what you do, and maybe you're missing something, let me know. I'd love to help. If you like this video, I would deeply appreciate a like or subscribe. That would mean a tremendous amount to me as I attempt to get this channel off the ground. But ultimately, it's just going to be a daily practice. And we're just going to keep going and stop worrying about the uncertainty of the end or whatever, and just go and do. Have it be a lifestyle, which is all about what being life it is about. So hope this helps. Thanks for watching. See ya.